we are, flower painting at Cockenzie. It's Anya Devine here, welcome. I'm going to bring this flower, this daisy, it's a daisy, is it? Chrysanthemum, oh, a marguerite, up into a bit more detail, that one. It's turning that way. If you want to see the painting I'm working for, the photo of the flowers I'm working from, send me an email and I'll see if I can send it to you, because you can't see them in the photograph, in the video. So we've got our wild goose, and now this is modelling a little bit more, kind of taming it down in places. So I want to extract the lights and darks. I'm going to start by printing the centre of that daisy. Now let me see if the yellow, I think the yellow ochre might be okay. And I'm locating it where I see it to be now. The yellow looks to me to be closer to the bottom of the flower than the top, and closer to the stem than it is to the edge of the petals. So that's why I'm putting it there. And when I forget that it's the centre of the daisy and just see it as a shape, it's got a triangular quality to it. So I'm just going to make a clean edge above and below to make it into more of a triangle shape. No big deal really. I mean, we can adjust the colour and shape of it later on if need be. Okay, so I think the first thing I want to do with my eyes half closed is to locate where, and I'm using a 3/4 inch brush here, and what I want to do is locate where the bright petals are extending down. It's lovely that we've got these little bubbles, I think, which happened when the grey was drying. I splashed on some water from the brush and let it dry a little bit, and then when I wiped it away it left those bubbles, which I think feels like the life of the flower a little bit. Now I'm just going to decide where these petals are. So what I've got is white paint, and I've made it into a flat plane of paint, and then kind of scooping up so that the edge of it has got a layer of paint on the edge, and then I'll turn it over, and I want it to be thick enough. It's a bright colour, so I want it to be thick so that it works over the dark grey, and I don't have to keep painting layers on. So that's why I wanted the ridge of it. Now my eyes are still half closed, and I'm noticing that there's a second little leg that sticks back here. It's a bit shorter and stubbier, and then there's a third leg that comes down below that bubble, and it creates a kind of a rectangle of space in the negative space there. And now I'm going to try and find a way to make them, like, that's not really the brightest white, so I'm printing it off a little bit. I'll print off a little bit here too, and I'm going to stand back and see how I feel about it. That's it, beginning. It's fine, it's beginning. And actually, when I look at this side, this really is where the brightest, biggest petal is, here, and it's got a grey triangle between it and the petal beside it. So I'm outlining that grey triangle, and later I maybe deepen the tone of that grey so that it emphasises the space between the petals there. And I'm not really struggling to paint all the way in, because as we go in, it's away from the light, it's arcing into the centre, and really it's kind of greyer in there. So I think it's okay for it to I'm just going to smooth the transition between bright and dark. I mean, it's not exactly dark, but it's thin, and it's a little bit greyer than the petals at the edge where the sunlight is hitting them. So the sunlight is hitting the edge there, and then it's hitting the edge of this one up here too, which itself reads almost like a triangle. This petal. Is that your phone? That's okay. Yeah. I'll just take a step back. Okay. Just take a little break.